Welcome back to those of you who tuned into my NHL playoffs. For those of you just tuning in for NBA, well, welcome. We welcome all listeners, so tell your friends. But we're going to talk about the NBA, and last night, Dallas Mavericks, they took care of business. They beat the Thunder, another big fourth quarter comeback for those guys. And honestly, Dallas won this series, no doubt about it. Dallas is playing great basketball, but the Thunder's inexperience is what really got them in the hole to begin with. I mean, the other night, you have a huge, almost insurmountable fourth quarter lead, and you just give it up. Poor shot selection, turnovers. You let Dallas get back into the game. A team that is experienced as Dallas, with Kidd, Nowitzki, and Sean Marion, Jason Terry, you can't let those guys get back into the game because they'll make you pay for it, as they did last night and the night before, giving up two fourth quarter leads for the Thunder. And the Thunder will say it's not their inexperience, but realistically, Durant's 22 years old. Westbrook's 22 years old. Harden's 23 years old. I mean, Manier, 24. You have a young Kendrick Perkins. Yes, he's won a ring, and he's been there, but he was with a much more mature team around him. So he's looked to as the mature guy on that team, even though he's 26 years old. So they're inexperienced, but they're a very, very talented young team, and they'll be fine. They're going to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference for years to come, if not the best. And I'm tired of people saying Russell Westbrook isn't the point guard for their team. Okay, listen. Westbrook is a second-team All-NBA point guard. He'll be fine. Leave the kid alone. He's 22 years old. He's gonna make mistakes. Yes, he turned the ball over a lot in this Western Conference Finals. It happens. People turn the ball over, especially someone who isn't a natural point guard. He's been a shooting guard his whole life. When he was at UCLA, he was a shooting guard. He wanted the ball, and he shot. Now he's got a bit of a different role. He can't be shooting the ball all the time. He's got to give the ball to Durant because he's the perennial superstar. Fact. Westbrook needs time. He's 22 years old. Let him learn to be a point guard. He's not going to be Rondo. He's not going to be Chris Paul. He's not going to be J. Kidd. He's not going to give you 12 assists, 9 rebounds, and 8 points a night. He's going to score his 20. He wants to shoot the ball. He can shoot the ball, but he can distribute the ball as well. He turned the ball over a lot in the playoffs. It's a learning curve. Good players like him learn from mistakes like this. He'll be fine. The Thunder will be fine. So it's crap that people say that he can't lead them anywhere, because he can. He's a great point guard. One of the best in the league, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. Him and Durant and Harden stick together. This Thunder team will be perfectly fine, and I guarantee within the next year or 2 years, they will be the team to beat in the Western Conference. So everyone just relax about the whole Russell Westbrook thing. He'll be fine. But on to the other team, the Dallas Mavericks, who did win the series. I mean, they're playing the best basketball out of anyone right now. You look at it, Dirk is playing the best playoff basketball he's ever played. 40 points a night almost, 35 points per game in the Western Conference Finals. That is an outlandish number. He averaged 10 rebounds, so he's averaging a double-double. And then you got the other guys around him. Jason Kidd, looking like the Jason Kidd of 04 when he brought the Nets to the finals. Sean Marion, the Matrix, looking like the old Sean Marion that everyone knows. Playing tough, hard defense on Durant, and then had a good offensive showing last night. I mean, you can't ask for much more from this Mavericks team. They got Tyson Chandler, a big body in the middle of the floor, something they have never, ever had. They don't need offensive production from Chandler. They just need him to rebound and play defense, and he is doing a great job down low throughout the whole playoffs and throughout the whole season for the Mavericks. One of the best acquisitions. And then you got the sixth man, the Jet, Jason Terry. Arguably the best sixth man in the league. In my mind, he is, and he's definitely the most clutch bench player you could have asked for on your team. I think he is one of the most underrated players in this league right now. So the Mavericks, good for them. They just come out, they play well, play well together. I mean, you got guys like Barea off the bench. They're just a deep team, and you know, you get a team and you go, wow, I got a feeling about this team. And after that comeback win in Game 4, I just started getting this feeling about this Mavericks team. And I'm not sure anyone can beat them. I honestly don't know whoever comes out of the East. I don't know if they can beat them. Honest to God. Dallas just got this feeling. They got a chip on their shoulder. Dallas is all business right now. Dirk didn't celebrate yesterday after they won. Went right to the locker room. He said, it's all business. We don't want to celebrate until we win the finals. And honest to God, I mean, looks like they're gonna. They honestly look like the team that can do it right now. So we'll see. Congratulations to them for making the finals. But On to the Eastern Conference Finals, which, again, the team I picked, down 3-1, but I got a little bit more faith in this team than I do in the Thunder. First of all, we go back to Game 4, and Game 4 and Game 3, precisely, and the Miami defense, outstanding. The team defense on that team was great. When you play better team defense than the team who is the best defensive team in the NBA, you're doing something right. I mean, LeBron James shut down on D Rose in that fourth quarter, forced him to take bad shots, which sent that game into overtime, essentially. D Wade played great defense in overtime. I mean, they rotated the ball so well, and they just out defensed the best defensive team in the league. Really, that's what they did, and that's how they won the game. It had nothing to do with the offense. Now, offensively, you got to worry about LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. But when you get guys like Miller scoring 12 off the bench, Haslam scoring 11 off the bench, that's dangerous. I don't see how anyone could beat Miami when they do that. When they play the defense like they did and then get bench production like they did, that's incredible. That's tough to beat. But that being said, there's a reason you want the high seed coming in the playoffs. It's because you have home court advantage. And like I said with the Bruins, the Bulls got this home court advantage. They can't think of it as we need to win 3 games in a row. Because that's not what Miami thought of it as when they won 3 games in a row after going down 1-0 in the series. Right? You got to think of it as this. They're going home for Game 5. They got to win a home game. They can do that. They've been the best in the NBA at doing that all year. Then you got to look at it as, all right, we're going back to Miami. Let's steal one in Miami. And then it's, when you get to that point, all right, Game 7 at home, let's win another home game, and we'll make it to the NBA Finals. That's how the Bulls have to think of it. You got to take it game by game. They got to play better defense than Miami. Miami have outplayed them on the defensive side of the ball back-to-back games, and that can't happen, especially with Thibodeau. You know he's not going to let that happen anymore. He is one of the best defensive-minded coaches in the league, learned a lot of stuff from Doc Rivers in Boston, gave a lot of stuff to Doc Rivers in Boston, and that's why that team was so good defensively.